Welcome to State of the Offense, your unbiased coverage of your favorite team's offense, the Chicago Bears. At this point of the offseason, while much is unknown or unproven, I believe that Bears fans should be very optimistic with the offense going into the 2023 season. Last year, Chicago finished 28th in total offense, 32nd in passing, 1st in rushing, and 23rd in scoring, which earned them a 3-14 record. In the skill positions, Justin Fields, Khalil Herbert, Darnell Mooney, and Cole Kmet are the top returnees at each position from last season. New playmakers include running back D'Onta Foreman, who was a free agent acquisition from Carolina, wide receiver DJ Moore, who was traded from Carolina, and tight end Robert Tonyan, who was signed away from the Packers, and running back Roschon Johnson, who was drafted in the 4th round from Texas. Most fantasy football shows will only mention skill players, but State of the Offense, we look at the entire offense. We start in the trenches by analyzing the condition of the offensive line first. It all starts at the snap of the football. On the offensive line, the Bears bring back 3 starters: left tackle Braxton Jones, guard Tevin Jenkins, and center Cody Whitehair. The right side of the line will be new this year. Right guard Nate Davis was signed away from the Tennessee Titans, and right tackle Darnell Wright was drafted with the 10th pick overall in the 1st round of the draft. Braxton Jones returns for his 2nd season at left tackle for the Bears. He was selected with the 168th pick in the draft in 2022, and he graded very well at a 74 while playing 100% of the snaps. It is rare for rookie 5th rounders from small schools like Southern Utah to produce this well as rookies, so Braxton Jones's upside may still be untapped quite a bit. While his rating was good for the number 28 left tackle overall rating, for a player of his profile, it can be expected that Jones will improve going into year 2. Tevin Jenkins enters his 3rd year with the Bears, and he played 58.6% of the snaps last season, grading out at a very respectable 78, which rated him as the number 12 right tackle in the NFL. Jenkins was a high 2nd round draft pick just 2 years ago, and he is expected to move over to the left side and play guard with the addition of 1st round right tackle Darnell Wright. Cody Whitehair returns as the man in the middle of the offensive line. Whitehair was the highest graded lineman on the Bears last year with a 79 rating, which placed him in the 8 to 10 range of starting centers. In 2022, Whitehair played 86.2% of the snaps, and he missed 5 games, so more time on the field for him will mean good things for the Bears offense. The Bears signed right guard Nate Davis away from the Tennessee Titans. He rated at a 78 and played 81.9% of the snaps last year. Davis's rating placed him in the 14 to 15 range of right guards in the league, so the Bears should be fine at the position. He is still just 26 after already being in the league for 4 seasons. The Bears drafted right tackle Darnell Wright from the Tennessee Volunteers with the 10th pick in the draft. He was taken in front of Northwestern product Peter Skoronski, which may have upset a few people in the Windy City, but Darnell Wright was a dominant player at right tackle in the SEC. Number 3 overall pick Will Anderson said that Wright was easily the best tackle he faced last year. I project Wright to grade out at about a 75 as a rookie starter, but I could easily see Wright playing at a Pro Bowl level at some point early in his career. If the Bears drafted well again in the offensive line like they have for Jones, Jenkins, and Whitehair, this unit will be one of the best units in the game for a while to create time for Justin Fields in the passing game and to complement last year's number 1 rushing attack. The Bears had the number 1 rushing game in the NFL last year, mainly due to quarterback Justin Fields. While the Bears were last in passing, Fields' natural ability to make plays should eventually make life for the running back and create space in the passing game. I expect the Bears to see a lot of coverage looks from opposing defenses. Fortunately, with the running game's quality and the best receiving core of Fields' career, the time is now for the 3rd-year quarterback. In fantasy football, he is the number 6 quarterback drafted and the 53rd player overall. This would place Justin Fields as a 5th-round draft pick in redraft leagues. He is going 16 picks after Lamar Jackson. Per game basis last season in standard scoring leagues, Lamar Jackson averaged 26.6 fantasy points. Justin Fields, 25.9. Running quarterbacks like Jackson and Fields are gold in fantasy football. I believe that the additional pieces the Bears have given Fields will improve his passing efficiency as well. Even though I rate Lamar Jackson one spot higher than Fields, if you draft Fields a round after Lamar, you will be happy with the decision. The pre-draft trade where the Bears moved down from number 1 to number 9 netted the Bears an outstanding talent at wide receiver in DJ Moore. The trouble with Moore in his career has been a lack of quarterback production in Carolina. Justin Fields should be at least as good as any quarterback Moore has had in his career. No quarterback in Carolina had Fields' wheels, so opponents will have to defend him differently than they did with the Panthers. I also believe that the Panthers never had complementary pieces around Moore like the group Chicago will present this season. Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool are proven NFL wide receivers. Mooney has been a number 1 wide receiver in Chicago before. Chase Claypool was a midseason trade acquisition from Pittsburgh. While I agree with most NFL observers that the eventual number 32 pick in the draft was a steep price for the Bears to pay for Claypool, a training camp with an improving Justin Fields and playing with 2 quality wide receivers like DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney will create some big play touchdowns for Claypool in the upcoming season. The Bears have plenty of options at the wide receiver position. They have invested draft picks into this position like Velus Jones and Tyler Scott, as well as the previously mentioned starters. In fact, I believe that none of the Bears wide receivers will be league-winning types due to a lack of volume in the passing game. DJ Moore is currently going as the 22nd wide receiver overall in fantasy drafts, which would make him a 6th-round pick. Chase Claypool is currently the wide receiver 54 as a 13th rounder, and Darnell Mooney is the wide receiver 63 going in the 14th round. Of the 3 main guys, I believe Mooney is the most undervalued player. I'm hoping that Moore will fall a little because I believe the 6th round is a little high for him. Claypool should also be drafted after Mooney, not before Mooney. Cole Kmet is a solid tight end for the Bears. He is currently the 12th tight end drafted in fantasy, so he's viewed as a starter by the community at large. Kmet will not win you any leagues, though. Tight end is a position where you need a top 5, top 6 player to win leagues. If you want to draft Kmet as a tight end 2 on your roster very late, he can fill in decently for your normal tight end. Bears did sign former Green Bay starter Robert Tonyan in free agency, so Kmet's production may also be negatively impacted by the addition of Tonyan. Kmet is going around the 10th round right now. That is too much. A rushing threat quarterback is a better investment than a tight end in the 10th round of any draft. The Bears lost David Montgomery this offseason to division rival Detroit. They decided to acquire 2 running backs in the offseason to compete with Khalil Herbert in the backfield. Last year, the snap share for running back was 60.8% for David Montgomery and 37.8% for Khalil Herbert. I believe that D'Onta Foreman and rookie Roschon Johnson will make the running back workload very evenly split this season as opposed to last year's rates. While the Bears run the hell out of the ball, Justin Fields will steal fantasy points away from the running back position. Only 14.6% of the passes last year were to running backs, so Fields is more likely to throw to either Kmet short or to take off and run. As a group, I like the Bears running backs, but I don't think any of them will dominate. On ESPN.com, Herbert is going first at running back 36. D'Onta Foreman is running back 51. And Roschon Johnson is running back 52. None of them are going to be strong fantasy players. I also believe that the order should be Foreman, Johnson, Herbert, not Herbert, Foreman, Johnson. Johnson has the most upside and value as the perceived number 3 currently. If Johnson wins the job in camp, he will be shooting up the draft boards quite a bit. I will not be drafting Khalil Herbert unless the other guys get hurt. Foreman and Johnson are currently going in the 14th round. Herbert is projecting as a 10th round pick. The Bears were the lowest producing passing game in the league last year. I do expect an increase in passing numbers this season. Justin Fields' rushing ability makes him an elite fantasy quarterback. He is the only player Bears fans should be interested in drafting. The volume for the wide receiver and tight end positions will probably keep all the Bears' weapons as fantasy backups. From a value perspective, the 2 players who I feel will exceed expectations the most will be Darnell Mooney and Roschon Johnson. The Bears will be drastically better in 2023 than they were last season. The defense must turn the ball over and give the offense chances to dominate the clock. If the Bears' running game and defensive game plans work, Chicago will be ready for some cold weather games late in the season and might find themselves competing in a fairly balanced NFC North with no current dominant team. With Aaron Rodgers going to New York, a new era is beginning in the NFC North. Minnesota won the division last year, but they had a lot of lucky breaks go their way last season. Detroit's defense is bad again. The Bears can be better than the Lions. It is time to get excited again, Bears fans. The Windy City is about to see a much improved team. If you like today's coverage of the Chicago Bears offense, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to support the channel.